Hello everyone, so today I'm going to show you a quick Valentine's makeup look that you can use for Zoom. When you are on video conference, you don't want your eyes to appear very dark because that will reflect badly on the screen, but you do want something where you're glowing, and you also want a bright lipstick to make sure you stand out. So without much further ado, let's get right into it. As usual, I'm starting off with my eyebrows, and I'm just going to brush them upwards with the spoolie brush, and then I'm going to use the other side of this eyebrow pencil to fill in the gaps. I'm using a very light hand on this eyebrow pencil to make sure I get even strokes that are light and look as if they were part of the original eyebrows. Next, I'm using this shadow stick in pink golden glimmer. It's not very intense, it's just for your eyes to have some sort of shine on the day. So these light reflecting particles will show up on your screen. Next, I'm going to curl my lashes because I want to make sure my eyes look wide open in the video call. I'm going to be adding some mascara, but I'll keep this light. I'll not do a ton of it because again, I want it to not look dark in a Zoom call, but at the same time I do want my eyes to look wide open. When you're on a Zoom for a special occasion, you don't want any sort of dark circles appearing because the camera will just make it look worse. So I'm gonna do everything to make a bright under eye. So the first thing I'm doing is applying eye cream because I'll be going in with a concealer and corrector, and I don't want this to look dry. If you have puffy under eyes, as I sometimes do, you can use a cool jade roller to actually distribute the cream. This feels really good and also will get rid of any puffiness you might have on the day. While that cream is being absorbed, I'm going to use the Laura Mercier Radiant Foundation Primer, and I'm going to be applying this on the cheekbones and on the nose, and just a little bit here. And once I've done that, I'm going to take a foundation brush and use that to blend this in. Next, I'm going to take this beige corrector, and I'm just taking a little bit of it with a flat brush, and I'll apply it in the areas where there is the most darkness. For me, that would be the inner corner of the eye and just under the eye socket here. I'm just going to lightly dab this in. You don't want this to be a concealer, it's just to address the most difficult parts of discoloration around your eyes. This will give the extra brightness you need under your eyes when you're doing a computer-based date. Of course, I'm going in with concealer, but now I don't need as much of it, which is good because if you apply too much concealer, it's going to look cakey on screen and in real life. So I'm just applying concealer sparingly, just where I need it, maybe a little bit on the face as well, and that's it. And because I won't be going out and I don't need this to be super long lasting, I'm going to use a fluffy blending brush to blend the concealer in. I don't need to be setting it like I would do if I were going outside or if I needed the makeup to last all day. This kind of fluffy brush makes it more natural. So I'm just using this to lightly rub the concealer into my skin. Next we'll do a foundation, but as you can see, I've only placed certain areas of it because I've already covered whatever areas I want to be covering up with the concealer. And now I can take the same brush which I used for the primer, and it's already wet from the primer, and I'll just use that to blend this foundation in. This shade is just a little bit lighter for me because I've tanned recently, but otherwise it's a beautiful, gives me a beautiful candlelit glow. Next I'm going to do lipstick. I know I'm not done with the face yet, but I like this trick that I found recently of putting on lipstick first. It then gives me an idea of exactly how much blush and everything else I need. So I'm going to be using a bright lipstick because again we want this to show up on the screen quite prominently. I'm using this liquid matte lipstick today, but for a Zoom call you don't really need to use a liquid matte lipstick. You can just use any creamy lipstick, and because you're going to be at home you can simply reapply as and when needed. Okay, so now I can see that I need a little bit of blush but not too much. And one thing to remember for when you're doing video calls is that your blush doesn't show up as much. So you need to be applying a little bit more than what you would normally would, just to make sure it appears on screen and is visible. I'm using this cream blush because that's what suits my skin nowadays. Powder blushes don't really show up on my skin. And of course I'm going to do some highlighter because you want to show that you're excited to be seeing this person. And I'll be using the same foundation brush to gently blend this in. I need this thicker brush to first blend the pigment, and then I'm going to be taking this large fluffy brush to just diffuse that highlight and make it look as if the glow is coming from within your own skin. Now that I'm all done, I'm going to go ahead and set the whole look using translucent powder. I'm not applying it where I've done the highlight because I don't want the highlight to go away, but the rest of my face I'll just be dusting off with this translucent powder. In case you need to go out anywhere, this would be good to seal in the makeup even if you're wearing a face mask. And here we are, we're all set for a Zoom date for Valentine's Day. So on behalf of me, wish you all a very happy Valentine's Day. I hope you have a great time, and let me know if you're going to try this makeup look in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Bye.